cut off here, aren't I? Yep.
Better angles.
Now we're ready to start. Hi guys, it's Amanda Donalyn, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I have a kind of mini, kind of big-ish book haul for you. So let's get right into it. So the first two books that I have here are the first two Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling, and yeah, I decided I wanted to get back into the Harry Potter universe, and I never actually owned the book, so here I am owning the books. And I'm obviously not going to read the back of Harry Potter because I'm sure all you book nerds know what Harry Potter is. Just so you know, I'm a Hufflepuff, and may Cedric Diggory rest in peace. Still heartbroken from that, can't get over it. Next book I have here is Dracul by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Barker, and Dacre Stoker is Bram Stoker. This is a take on Dracula, that's all I know, and it's somewhat like Bram Stoker's life and how he began to write Dracula, and so it's like his life, but also the story of Dracula is being more, I think. Let me just read the back for you. It's 1868, and 21-year-old Bram Stoker waits in a tower to face an indescribable evil. Armed only with crucifixes, holy water, and a rifle, he prays to survive a single night, the longest of his life. Desperate to record what he has witnessed, Bram scribbles down the events that led him here. A sickly child, Bram spent his early days bedridden in his parents' Dublin home, tended by his caretaker, a young woman named Ellen Crone. When a string of strange deaths occur in the nearby town, Bram and his sister Matilda detect a pattern of bizarre behavior by Ellen, a mystery that deepens chillingly until Ellen vanishes suddenly from their lives. Years later, Matilda returns from studying in Paris to tell Bram the news that she has seen Ellen, and that the nightmare they've thought long ended is now only beginning. There's always more than one. And so the one snippet on the back is from R.L. Stine, and I'll read that to you. Reading Dracul is like watching a classic vampire film. Bram Stoker lives. Dracula lives. Horror lives on nearly every page. A terrifying read that gave me hours of fun by R.L. Stine. That's amazing. So I cannot wait to read this. I am so excited to read this. I think after I'm done reading the first Harry Potter book, I'm going to read this. I don't want to read the whole Harry Potter book series all the way through, but I really want to read this so badly. So next book I have here is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Now, I have already read this book. I read it within like 3 days. I actually read it with a audiobook, and the audiobook I found it on here on YouTube, and I will put the name of the creator right here, and I also leave that video down below for you also. The audiobook was so very good. I loved the woman's reading and her narrating style, and I loved how she made the voices for all of the Throat children and everyone in Northanger Abbey. This was great. I will read you the inside. Probably most of you know what Northanger Abbey is. It's no tragedy that 17-year-old Catherine Morland is not cut out to be a heroine of one of the most gothic novels she reads so avidly with her new friend, Isabella Thorn. What may lead to tragedy on her first visit to a glamorous resort town of Bath, however, are Catherine's overactive imagination and her inability to read other people. Catherine has no clue that Isabella's tendency to say one thing and do another might make her an unreliable friend. It never occurs to her that her brother, James, arriving unannounced in Bath with Isabella's brother, John, has come to see Isabella and not her. After making a mistake that would shame any true heroine, falling in love with the wry and witty Henry Tilney before knowing his feelings for her, she fails to notice that John Thorpe fancies himself in love with her, and vice versa. By the time Catherine visits Henry and his sister Eleanor at Northanger Abbey, her misconceptions and novel-fueled expectation virtually guarantee disaster. Yet Catherine remains blissfully unaware of what awaits her. In Northanger Abbey, Jane Austen combines a satirical take on the coming-of-age story with a spoof on the Gothic novel, using innovative storytelling techniques that seem to anticipate a number of modern narrative strategies. The result is the most lighthearted of her novels. I loved this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. One of those two. I really liked it. It wasn't the best book I ever read, but I love Jane Austen. I just really wanted to read Northanger Abbey. I thought it was amazing, and it was really fun to read with the audiobook. So next up, I actually thrifted these next couple books, and the book I have here is India Black and the Gentleman Thief. Now, I picked this up not knowing that there's a sticker on the back. I picked this up not knowing that this was the fourth or third book in this series. I didn't know this was a series. From what I've read about them, they don't seem to really connect, and if I'm completely wrong, then I'm completely wrong. I just picked this up because obviously the cover is beautiful and gothic and amazing, and I like Victorian mysteries. So I read you the back. India Black's double life, operating a high-class brothel and running for Her Majesty's government, can take its toll, but there's no rest for the weary, particularly when an international conspiracy comes knocking. India Black, one of the Victorian London's most respected madams, not a bloody postmistress. So when Colonel Francis Mayhew forwards a seemingly inconspicuous shipping bill to her address, she's puzzled. And when 3 thugs bust down her door, steal the envelope, and rough up both of her and her fellow agent French, well, that's enough to make India Black see red. The veteran spy soon discover that Mayhew has been butchered in his own bedroom. An impromptu investigation leads to the London's dock, and where India makes a startling discovery she can't bear to tell the rakish French. She has a history with the chief suspect, the gentleman thief who once stole her heart. I picked this up because it really reminds me a lot of... I don't have it in this bookshelf. I have it in the bookshelf upstairs. Gosh darn it. This reminds me a lot of the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, so that's why I really wanted to pick this up, because I loved the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. It was one of the best series I've ever read. So this seemed a lot like it. That's why I picked it up, and also because of the beautiful cover. So can't wait to read this. The next book I have here is The Whitby Witches. Now, I literally, again, picked this up just because of the cover. I didn't read anything about it, just because it said witches on it, and it had a beautiful cover, so that's why I picked it up. So I actually thrifted this one as well, and this is such a good copy, honestly. It's in wonderful condition, so I'm very happy I got it. So I will read the inside for you. Since the deaths of their parents, 8-year-old Ben and his older sister Janet have been asked to leave one foster home after another. Now, kindly, Alice Boston, an old family friend, has invited them to live with her in her picturesque seaside town of Whitby. The 2 children hope their move to Whitby will be permanent, if this time they can keep Ben's strange powers secret. Unknowist to the children, Aunt Alice has a few secrets of her own, so does Whitby. Shortly after Ben and Janet arrive in Whitby, it becomes clear that an evil force from the town's past is on the rise again. Suddenly, Alice's friends are mysteriously dying. A young woman dressed in white haunts Whitby's crumbling abbey, and a centuries-old beast disturbs Janet's dreams. As the evil spreads, Ben steals away on furtive errands that take him to the town graveyard and the dark caves along Whitby's rock shore. What he finds there might save Whitby from the most powerful evil the town has ever known. This seems so amazing and gothic because, for God's sake, the children are in a graveyard. So, another reason why I picked it up. I cannot wait to read these books. I'm seriously so excited. I love a good gothy book. And the final book I have here, I also thrifted. And again, these books are in perfect condition. I'm like so grateful for that. The next book I have here is Girl, Serpent, and Thorn. Such a beautiful cover. What I really loved is this little snippet on the cover here that says, "Sometimes the princess is a monster." So this is like a twisted tale, and I love it. There was and there was not. As all stories begin, a princess cursed to be poisonous to the touch. But for Soraya, who has lived her life hidden away, apart from her family, safe only in her gardens, is not just a story. As the day of her twin brother's wedding approaches, Soraya must decide if she is willing to step outside the shadows for the first time. Below in the dungeon is a demon who holds the knowledge she craves, the answer to her freedom. Above is a young man who isn't afraid of her, whose eyes linger not with fear, but with an understanding of who she is beneath the poison. Soraya thought she knew her place in the world, but when her choices lead to consequences she never imagined, she began to question who she is and who she is becoming. Human or demon, princess or monster. This is amazing. Every single book I cannot wait to read. I cannot believe I found this at the thrift store. This sounds everything up my alley. This is beautiful cover. I cannot get over how beautiful the cover is. This is like a Sleeping Beauty. That's what the vibes I'm getting. I'm getting like Sleeping Beauty vibes from this. I'm so excited to read all these books. So that is the end of today's book haul. I hope you enjoyed. If you have read any of these books and would like to talk to me, you can go and follow me on my Instagram or my TikTok or my GoodReads. They're all right down in the description box below. And yeah, just start a conversation with me. I would love to talk to you guys about these books. So if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you have not already, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload. And as always, remember to be the Captain Jack Sparrow of your story, and may your compass lead you to amazing things. And I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.